What's up?
What's up, everyone? Welcome, welcome. Got RC Funds, Razman. You good, man? What's everybody been up to? Hope you're having a good Friday. Hope you had a good first of the year, good holiday. It's been Doc's fault we've been missing.
Oh yeah. This is the RC car year though.
I think I know who that is. Savannah, hey. UFO, what's up, brother?
Michael Reynolds. McReynolds. But
Hey, drone. Michael McReynolds. Welcome, welcome.
Eric has a new picture for his YouTube.
Battery's nice, bro. Michael sent this in to me, guys. Michael McReynolds. This thing is nice. I can't wait to try it out. Actually, look up the specs on it, Michael. This thing has some pretty interesting C rating. 200 C discharge, it says.
200C?
Yes, 100 to
Who
max.
makes that?
Thunder Power.
Oh, okay. It's one of the Thunder Powers.
So good. Yeah, it's the same as the Adrenalines. They just put the lunar sticker on it. The new
Gotcha.
Adrenaline ones. I appreciate you, Michael. Thank you so much. I'll definitely use it.
I like the it was the Rotor Riot practice packs and it was like C rating question mark.
I've seen was it Chris Riley one time, I think, had some the 150s, I think, or something like that. They're pretty bad.
Drag racing quads at that point.
So everyone's still flying drone? Hopefully.
I flew yesterday actually. And the day before that, but I flew the Wednesday. It was the Tiny Whoop, and I was chasing my girlfriend's cat around the house.
Nice. RC Crazy, Eric, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I've been still flying, doing the things, getting more into the RC car world.
Not my fault.
It's been fun. Jess,
Y'all
welcome,
are bad
welcome.
influences on each other.
Oh my god. I literally was sitting in the car and he's like, "You should buy that right there."
I said y'all are bad influences on each other for sure.
I try to influence him. I'm still trying to get parts. Still trying to get parts for your drone. I know Tim just didn't want to come out of my mouth. I tried to get. Still waiting on parts, Tim. Is that just the slow shipping that was going on from the holidays, or I waited a good bit for some Get FPV stuff. Vampire, what's up? Hey, John, Leon said get with him, bro. Text him. I have his number on Messenger. I'll shoot it to you in text because he said he's getting ready to move and you don't want to leave your transmitter there. I'll order it now.
What's up, David's World?
Oh, you ordered an RC car last week? What did you get, bro? Hello. David's World, welcome. So today we went out. This guy here, I'm still backwards. The Arma Creighton. This thing is a monster. Doc picked up a beast last week. Was it last week? Yeah.
Yeah. I think our trucks have the same wheel size. It's just yours is longer and wider.
No, they're bigger than yours.
Are they bigger? I can still put them on my truck, which that's all I care about.
Yeah, you could put it on the truck for sure because it's got that round hub in the middle. But yeah, that thing is a beast. They do, John. I got something very nice coming. My beast is coming. Doc got his last week. Russell picked this up today. That's his. So mine's coming next week. Hopefully. Hey, she's got to throw that in there. Hopefully.
Hey, think of how shipping's been. Hopefully.
But that
Shipping has been rough.
Man, I'm telling you, that thing is a monster. 100% out here in front of our house? No. Too much. Way too much. NC Saltwater Weekly. Welcome, welcome.
Like, I'd be scared what my truck would do on 6S because my truck is just a top-heavy wheelie king. It'd literally just be flying at that point.
Well, the guy was explaining that. He said that's what the Max does. It uses its tires, that's exactly what, how it does the turtle?
Yeah.
And he said the gyro, it's exactly what that tires do, balance it. That's why it does it. I was like, man, that thing was ripping balls on 4S last weekend up in front of my house.
Yeah, man, I love it. So, like, did he say if I had 6S, would I keep up with the Creighton? Or he's like, nah, I just have no chance? I didn't think so.
I think, I don't like, because he said more or less what I said. That's in that category. That has its own category of like,
yeah,
and being just rampant and wild. This thing here, dude, pulls a straight line. I kid you not. 6S, you think it's all over the road? It just pulls straight as an arrow. True Drone Reviews and e-bikes. Welcome, brother. OG in the house. He said, well, he's hooked. But, yep. So, yeah, guys, we went missing for a little bit. Almost a month, I'm wanting to think, wasn't it? It's like 4 shows.
it was quite a while.
Crystal got real busy. She still is busy, but she's got things to where she can work it at her angle now.
Sort of. No, I've just come to the conclusion if it's not out the door, we got to count it. So
yeah, so we got to get back on things. It's good to actually be live again. We really missed you guys talking trash. We've still been talking trash to each other, me and Doc. So we still.
This is still better.
It's always going to happen. You see, he's got some RCs hanging on the wall back there. He's got a buggy he built. Finally got his buggy done. What was your buggy? I don't forgot the name of that thing now.
It's Associated 74B or B74.
I was gonna say Losi.
No, and it's built stock, so it has the 13.5 stock.
Tommy G, welcome, Tater. So then we sat back. We thought, you guys been seeing Eric go live on Saturday. Send it Saturday. If you have not, please check him out. 8 o'clock Saturdays. Send it with eDrone. Learn some stuff. I did. He inspired us to start trying to like structure a little bit. So we're gonna try a little bit of that tonight. We'll do better and better as we go. Obviously, we're ones just don't hate a schedule. We just like to throw everything in one bowl, shake it up, and see what turns out. So we got a good bit in here. So did you want to go off of this, what we talked about?
that's fine.
What do you got chime in there? So we wanted to talk about recommended companies when it comes to ordering your drone parts.
U.S. companies.
U.S. companies. We deal with pretty much all of them. I think it's fair to say.
I'm 2 major companies that I mess with. One is out of country, but that's
You can
Alien parts. Yeah, Alien parts only come from Impulse, so you got to order Australian no matter what. But
right.
everything else.
Oh, talking about that, they come out with the baby Apex yesterday.
Oh, they did finally.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for their news thing. They do always send you a news email every month, so that'll be at the end of this month.
Jamil, welcome. So we'll let Crystal start off with it. Yeah, you got to jump in and be involved.
Oh, isn't this nice? I get stuck on the spot. So
what experience have we had with Pyro drones?
Well, as Chris said, we deal with all the U.S. drone companies. So I have to particularly say I got to give a huge shout out to Pyro Drones. Because if you guys remember on Black Friday, we were live and all of a sudden my phone rang and I had to walk out with a really strange look on my face. So that was because I had placed an order with Pyro on Black Friday. And come to find out the Apex plate that Chris needed for his main rig, they couldn't find, even though it was listed as in stock. So Night Flyer FPV, aka Doc, who works at Pyro Drones called me
They thought.
that night while we were live to let me know what was going on and how they wanted to handle the situation. And at the same time, they decided to broadcast the drone network
Jeff, welcome.
throughout Pyro Drones
That was
night.
awesome.
So huge shout out. They also went ahead and shipped my order out, which USPS happened to have lost. Which brings me to another reason I want to give them a shout out. If you guys order from these drone companies, a lot of them offer free shipping if you meet a certain minimum. Pyro Drones is $50. Race Day Quads is $50. Get FPV is $80. So I had, of course, met the minimum with Christmas presents coming in. So they shipped it out. It happened to be at first class, which was fine. I had plenty of time. But like I said, USPS lost it. Well, if your package does not move within 15 days,
This is the good part.
Pyro, you can reach out to them via email and let them know, and they will reship your package. They say even though they don't ship the fastest way, which technically does not include shipping insurance for them, but does include it for you, they'll eat the loss and reship. Guys, read the terms and conditions of every website you order from, because it was an eye-opening experience to me that Get FPV and Race Day Quads both say once it's out of their building,
Yeah,
they don't care. If your package is lost and you do not get it, you are responsible for filing your own claim through USPS, UPS, FedEx, whoever. They're not going to reship it for you. So my recommendations is read the terms and conditions of every site you go to, because everybody handles that differently. And in today, all shipping is delayed.
I
The
think
question is it lost forever?
I think they all should do something if the package just goes, completely gone. And they may have, and that's probably why they may have the rules the way they have it. But dude, Pyro for sure. Like, I mean, that makes me, I didn't even realize that neither, because we just had a recent problem with Get FPV. And that's when it was like, whoa, hold on. Pyro would replace it after like 15 days or something. They don't do nothing. She's like, no. I'm like, yeah. So I will be staying away from there. I know Doc uses them. I mean, Doc uses them and has good luck with them. So I don't know. I think he's a Florida boy and they know that. So.
Well, it's the only place that I can get a lot of my Lumineer stuff. So it's, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
And they always seem to have the KISS stuff pretty
USPS
cheap.
sucks. They really do. They have been slacking. Ever since they picked up the Amazon contract, they have really fell off.
USPS has been terrible. I was literally waiting over a month to get a battery and, let's see, I think a servo and a receiver for that buggy right there. That buggy would have been built early December, and it didn't get finished until January, the beginning of it.
But yeah, so we wanted to just like share that, what kind of think about that if you're going to, because where I purchased, definitely build for people. If a package like that one missing, that would really hurt to have to buy that. Obviously Crystal is in the shipping, so
it doesn't matter, Chuck, even if you do pay for your shipping. If that shipping company loses your shit,
it doesn't matter.
you're going to be the one filing that claim, and you better have your documents ready, because those shipping companies are very good at getting out of paying for packages.
Right. Yepers. They'll definitely get you. So like I said, with me building for people, it's just like, if they don't buy the parts and send here and I have to buy them, and then that happens, it's like, which it has happened before. Stuff has went missing. But if you have a package go missing for the USPS, call and start a claim right away. It's funny how when you start a claim, someone will call you and then they'll find your package within like no time and it starts coming to your door. Happens every time to us. I kid you not.
Okay, packages go missing. You have a certain time period with these shipping companies to file a claim. USPS has it down to a science that, depending on how you shipped, depends on how you can file your claim. You can always call the 1-800 number and inquire about, hey, my package hasn't moved in. Now, I wouldn't call right away, but if it hasn't moved in like 5 days, I'd call. And the next thing you know, the package magically reappears and you might actually get a phone call back within 48 hours normally. That'll tell you, hey, look, it was delayed here, but it's on
John
its way.
C., welcome. Sorry, so that's with the recommended company, more or less. We're with Pyro. We do race day quads a lot, too. It's right there with them, too, for me. But knowing that they'll replace the package, more Pyro now, for sure. So next, we're going to... Doc each week is going to be bringing his tips that he does. And so when I first met Doc, I don't know, I see a guy that's like cautious, kind of like in every way of taking care of his stuff, right? And I was just like, I don't know. At first I found it weird. Don't take no offense to that. But because I was just like the guy like, oh, whatever. Throw my goggles in the car, throw the transmitter in the glove box, let's ride. And then I don't know. After flying with him, I just like picked up on it, and his tips were good. Like, how many of y'all in the lobby that's running the shrink wrap around the batteries? I just never thought of it. Something that simple to protect, even though the battery is what, $20? Still, it saves us a lot. So I'll let him go ahead and show you guys what he's working with. I wish I could upside you.
All right, so the tip I'm going to be working on today is actually gnaw up tips of arms, because normally that's like where our biggest beating is. And here, let me kind of move the chat out so I can see a better version of my screen. So I know, oh, that's the wrong arm. There we go. Like, how we'll gnaw up the ends of arms. People who aren't using 3D printed, if you're using 3D printed, normally you don't have this issue, but the tips of the arms will almost get gnawed off to where it's just a handful of layers left on the carbon arms. And everybody knows that I'm pretty funny about these. I'll immediately sand them down and save them. And I've tried a few different ways. I've done kind of I call it the Chuck It style, where I know he uses super glue and carbon dust. And they always come out a little hideous. No offense, Chuck. It's absolutely strong as hell. You can't break it, but it's hard to really get it clean looking and file it properly. And I've kind of come up with my own design and way. And I'm even here to show it today because I have a semi project I'm working on. So I have a tub of carbon dust right here. And I prefer to use... Oh, let me grab it. I should have brought this closer.
What's up, John? I hear you. RC Funds.
So...
Birdman, what's up?
Use Gorilla Epoxy Clear. It's supposed to be like the 5-minute stuff, but definitely wait 24 hours. 24 hours it'll set. 5 minutes it's still squish. And if you use just the clear style, your arms will kind of turn out like this. And you can see where there's pretty much no tip of this arm left on the bottom half, and I've completely rebuilt it with epoxy. And it's just a really good way to, instead of using 3D printed stuff, to still save the tip of your arms, because once that's gone, your motor is now exposed to damage from blow crashes. And so the technique I use is I'll prep some tape and shove it through the hole, or because a lot of arms have holes. I know some TBS frames just have that cross frame. And you can do this because you'll just wrap the electric tape kind of in a design, and you have to really make sure you have the remaining few pieces of carbon left so you can actually wrap around it real well. And then you kind of just do a prep. I like to use a broken prop as a stir stick. It's easy to get in there real well. And I started using carbon dust again. Kind of Chuck led me on to this idea of using carbon dust, and it, instead of it being this ugly white on carbon, it'll turn pitch black, and it's really great. So I'll actually prep one right now for you guys. And here, we'll move this stuff out of the way real quick so we can do a little better demonstration. So we got everything here. Kind of just, I don't use that. That sucks. Just do a little squirt of it. You don't need much for these things. It's just make sure you have a little bit. That's a little dab's good enough to repair one whole arm. And then you'll block them back up. Always make sure you put this cap on or the epoxy turns not so good. And this thing will last you for a year easy. If I normally go through 2 or 3 a year, but depending on how much you fly, I fly a lot.
RC Funds does like JB Weld, so JB Weld will work in similar like that, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't had too much experience with JB Weld. It's just a Gorilla I found to be the best because it sets how I want. So this is something I'm about to get into and how I like Gorilla setting. Because I don't want it to set real hard real quickly. I want it to take a while.
Right.
Because, so put a little bit of carbon dust in there. But I'm going to put the carbon dust on the side. I'm not going to immediately mix it with the epoxy. It's just going to, it's a little too much, but we'll live with that. And I keep electric tape around my carbon dust just because the stuff will leak out of everything. I don't care how sealed your container is. Carbon dust is so fine, it will leak out of whatever you put it in.
I take it you know that.
Oh, I have a CNC machine, and literally I have piles of carbon dust around the edge, even though I have it literally sealed so good. All right. Then we'll take our little stir stick, broken prop, stir it up. Once we get it really good and stirred and it kind of all turns into that yellowish tint, we'll start adding a little bit of carbon into there, and it'll get this beautiful black, almost liquid. And it'll literally just disappear, and it looks like you never even patched your arm.
So if one don't have a CNC machine, how would you suggest them to get some carbon filings?
Just how Chuck does it. He will file down his old arms and broken carbon.
Awesome.
And a lot of frames come with files. I know all of Impulse RC stuff does. So it's not hard. Files from anywhere are very cheap. Yes, and so, but that's the one issue I have with it. Since it's Instacure, it creates these really ugly defects. And if you look, it almost kind of bubbles out a lot. And I know it's hard to see, but you can see where it was just really hard to get in shape.
Yeah, you can kind of see it right there.
And I've experimented with multiple techniques, and I found the epoxy just always gets these real clear, smooth lines. It's hard to see, but it's real smooth here, even though it kind of looks jagged. It's just the color changing from the epoxy to carbon that was remaining.
Chuck said diamond files.
Yeah, diamond files. Yeah, you definitely have to have something pretty sharp for carbon fiber, or hard. And then, like I said, you get electric tape and you kind of wrap around the arm, make sure there's a little ridge so the epoxy can sit in, and try to pile it a little high. Don't be too scared. Just make sure you try not to get it in the holes that you don't want epoxy getting into. I recommend also unbolting your motor in case any of it starts to leak down. It doesn't get into your motor. That would be terrible. So, yeah. So we have it really where we want now. And the epoxy still, like Gorilla Glue, takes a little time to cure, which I like, so it gives me time to work with it. And you just kind of dip it in there. Get it really heavy. It'll drip a little bit. I recommend kind of doing this in a place that has a little bit of airflow. It does stink, at least Gorilla Glue epoxy, I know, and I think a lot of epoxies do kind of have a smell. And then you just take that really skinny prop and make sure you try to work it around the seam because you want it to be a little extra. And I think later in the thing we'll get back to this guy. And I want to set this one over here, but I already have some that are already done.
Look at that, just like a cooking show.
Well,
Barrett,
like I said, I've been working on this for a few days now, trying to get a good technique right for this. And I will set this one over here on the little sitting thing.
Broken prop, break one.
You ain't got a broken prop, you ain't flying, right?
I think we all have broken prop.
If you have broken fingertips on your quad, but you don't have a broken prop, you're doing something really wrong. All right, so once it's done, it's going to be pretty hideous once you pull the tape off. And I recommend pulling the tape off within 30 minutes because it will bond to the electric tape if you wait a little too long. And the electric tape will peel off pretty easily. But so you're going to kind of have this like almost smushed out form of it. But you can see it's already filled in that whole piece. And literally this was just a little top layer left of this arm. And it's filled in. You can see where all the epoxy is filled in where the arm wasn't even there anymore.
Uh-huh. Hey, Jeff says, Doc still has foam landing pads. I've never had those last more than an hour.
You have to find brands. The brand I found's pretty good, and they seem to last me a while. I've tried door sealing too. Like you get in Lowe's, it's long strips. That seems to be pretty sticky too. Anything M3 has always had good luck with. If you get an off-brand, it's a little iffy.
I'm with Jeff. I lose them all the time. But I do go down, freeze, and scrape.
Yeah. But once you let this sit for 24 hours, this is going to be almost hard as a rock. This has only been setting. I set this at around 12 o'clock, and it's pretty much ready to be filed, but I'd wait a little bit longer. And once you file it down, you'll make a almost perfect arm shape.
I've seen your work on the arms. They do look really good.
I mean, these are real smooth. I took this onto a grinder. I have a grinder wheel, but you can file this with a little hand
file. I have like 20 plus of these arms, and he rebuilt his quad for me one day. I'm like, dude, here, just put 4 new arms on. He's like, no.
Yeah. So you can see the top layer of the carbon that was still surviving. And like I said, I survived the whole thing. And we'll get back to it after that one's kind of cured up for a little while, and I'll show you what I do to kind of firm the shape out a little bit more.
You got news, right?
But yeah, that's kind of how to save arms and make them last a little longer. Arms will expire. I actually have 2 that are expiring on me, and I don't know if we want to get into how arms expire over time. I don't know if that's something for today or next week, but
nope. Like I said, your tips work. I learned a lot from this guy, and I'm not going to say all of them because he's got quite a few of them, and they will save you because some of them I was just like, this guy's crazy.
Now, John, RC Funds,
realize
can you
later
sand
on
that stuff?
But I mean, that saves you so much money in the long run because you blow a whole tip off of an arm. And that's like, oh, now I have to get, a new arm. And if you just want one, it's like, $2 to $5, but then you have to pay for shipping. So then it's like, now I have to buy more stuff just, and if you're not cutting your own carbon like me, that's an issue.
Yes, John, that's what he was talking about, the file. So they take the file and just file the edges around and more or less sand, but you got to use a file because it's hard. And that's what Chuck was saying with the diamond. With the foam feet, what Chuck does, see how Doc had the foam feet? Chuck will take electrical tape and go around them, and they kind of last a lot longer that way. Obviously, they're not going to fall off electrical tape, and they last them a lot longer that way. Head fog, welcome, welcome.
Yeah, foam feet, it's a preference. I use them just so I'm not scratching up stuff if I land on cars or whatnot.
Right.
And That's really it. It's not like
Yeah, because my Apex that day, remember I tried to perch that generator was like this, and I mean,
yeah.
you could perch it, and I just slid right off of it. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, I remember that was in that super sketchy spot, and the crane was actually holding up the generator, and we're trying to land on the genset while it's being hung up in the air.
Yeah.
That was nerve wracking because if you crashed, you were just falling into debris and crap.
All right, guys. So then we're gonna have on the bench. Obviously, it just means stuff we use on the bench, not actually drag you over to the bench. I have to put a long cord up. I have been messing with something on the bench that I am pretty impressed with. I don't get paid for this product at all. I just share it with you. If you want to buy one, I highly suggest you buy one. If you buy one and kind of feel like you spent money, I'll give you $12 back to you, and you can just throw that thing away or do whatever you want with it. I suggest not throw it away. Now we're all blurry. There we go. So it's this right here. It's the Smart Saver 2. As you can see, I did a video on my channel. I am sponsored by Bifly. So this thing here, I'll tell you, I used to be the guy that used to just take, when I was done with the quad, I'd take a meter and do the continuity test. I don't want to get all into the video that I did. If you guys really want to know about it, just go watch my video. I'm not trying to get watches neither. Just, I'm trying to tell you that this product is dope for $12. So when I got it, I was like, well, it does just about everything, like a power button. You guys, how many of you guys struggle with binding your drones? Like really, like when they're done? We all know the struggle of trying to hold that pin and plug it in, right? This thing, you just plug it in, and when you're ready, you just press the power button, and then it just, whatever, it goes, powers up, and you're good to go. So I said, well, it does just about everything, but then it didn't do, say, for your Whoop, a 1S Whoop. That's really the tough thing, to hold them in your hand and get to that buying button and all that. Well, me and Thomas was talking, Tommy G in chat here, and I come up with what I call it the tater stick, because I made this for Thomas. I took a 5-volt Beck. Doc's probably real familiar with that Beck. Took a 5-volt Beck, put a Whoop end on it. So your Whoop's charge at 4.3, 4.4 at the most. It will handle 5 volts. And you can plug in, for say, a 6S battery into a Whoop.
Obviously, you found the little Beck I gave you. I'm sorry, I just realized.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's that little Beck I gave you.
Exactly.
I have a pack of them, and I don't even know where they are anymore.
So I made this for Thomas. I'm gonna send it up to Thomas. But guys, this thing here, let me tell you something. All of us, I've been there. You've been there. Doc's probably been there. Oh, shit on it. Plug it in. I don't care if it smokes. That's what it's meant to do. I tell you what. Yeah, it's good to be like that, the outlaw. But
I have one.
When it burns, it hurts. It sucks because you're like, oh, I just wasn't kind of showing that I had brass balls. I didn't have to replace this, right? So that's where I'm at with this. Man, I tell you something. I built this little guy here. I'm still waiting on the hood of it. Well, it was my fault I didn't get the hood today, but I built this. This is Chuckett's toothpick. This is the FPV Cycle TP3, and you see that stack there? That's all put together. That's not just bought. You know what I mean? So to be able to, okay, here you go. So to be able to just plug this in, this right here made it so much more nerve calming and not sweating it or whatever. And so yeah, even Tater can do it. So me and Thomas was talking. We're just like, yeah, it's missing that 1S kind of a thing to it. So I'm gonna do a video on this too. But this is already out, the Smart Saver 2, on my channel. $12. Like I said, you don't have to buy it from the link in my channel, whatever. I don't get no kickback or nothing from this. This is just straight up me sharing Bifly products with you.
That's a link to Amazon. You'll have it on Monday.
And I'm gonna tell you though, what this thing it's worth it. It'll save you, because as soon as, like, if you watch my video, if I ain't done sold this to you yet, you watch my video, it'll sell it to you. I stick a pair of needle nose in this part here with a 6S battery on here. What would happen if you did that without this? you would be in the newspaper on the news because your house would literally burn down. That's what I said. It's unbelievable. So pick you up one if you want to. If not, when next time something happens, you're gonna beat yourself up. But dang, I should have just got the damn thing. But Firefly has good products. Like, don't get me wrong, this isn't a Bang Good deal like I used to be in with the Bang Good thing and whatever. It's nothing like that. It's not like
John picked up a Firefly Finder Mini after your video. He's gonna figure out how to hook it up.
John, just like a normal buzzer, you're just going to take and hook it to you know, on the board you'll have the buzzer plus, well, you can have 5-volt, you have ground, 5-volt, then buzzer minus. That's what a lot of them will have. So you just hook it up just like it says. You'll see Firefly in the paper. Perfect instructions, color-coded wires and everything. I mean, it makes it so clear and simple. But yeah, I'm gonna be moving forward with these guys in 2021 with new products they have coming out. Thanks to E-Drone, he got me connected up with the dude, and they're good products. So that's my on the bench this week, and I'm gonna try to each week have something that I tell you guys that I use or Doc uses if he wants to jump in, you know, 1 week with it. However, I mean, I don't want to cloud him up with his tips and then that back to back. So we're trying. What else?
My tip was about fingertips
Did I
today.
go too fast? But I found it, like I said, that thing that just, I don't know, I've been playing with it and just plugging in. I built this guy the other night.
Chuck says short a 6S pack, Chris.
Oh, he wants you to short a 6S pack right now.
You want me to see me do it? If I can get this damn thing off. So, one thing this did not stop me from doing, which I wish I could have had this in between, I took a GoPro Hero 5 apart and tried to make a naked GoPro.
Oh, no.
It's no longer with me. It's in the trash can. The 5, don't do it. You have to do so much to that thing. I did have it come on. It came on. I looked at the wall, turned it around, but then you have to put like a 4K resistor in there or something. It's not worth it. So I'm gonna try to get a hold of the InstaGo 360 camera because I've been looking at that, and that's probably the best bet for this little guy here. I built a Beta 95X, and this has got 2-inch props. This is just for testing. Crossfire on it, Trump Nano in the back, or Tramp Nano, my bad, Trump. Anyway, but this thing is dope. So this was more or less, you know, for putting all this together. I had to I used the JH. I'm gonna call it the J board. It's like a bunch of letters put together. Really dope board. I got I'll have a review on my channel and all for it and all that. So I had to custom it all in there and stuff. So when I got all this together, nerve-wracking to plug that in. Not with this, because the minute something goes to go wrong, this thing will do it. And you guys want to see me short a 6S pack? I'll do it. We'll do the brand new, right out the pack, Thunder Puff. What puff? Or will it get kicked into overload? Let me show you. Now let me get my chair ready. Just move, just in case this shit don't work right. I might have to jump over Crystal and do a Chuck Norris roll out that window or some shit.
Throw it into Rusty's room.
It may be the last Drone Network Live.
All right, here we go. Okay. Right now I'm just in standby mode, right? I'm gonna stick these in here. Just fucking with y'all. All right. So when I push this power button, it should swell this battery and have to call the fire department. Watch. Wait, what happened? Oh, let me do it again. Ready? Power button being pressed. Instant. And okay, so right, it kicked it out in red. I don't want to do that. Let's bump it up to 2 amps. 2 amps for sure is going to melt these ends. Look, I still have it plugged in. The battery's still plugged in. Ready? That's how quick this thing is. You are not going to smoke your electronics. I'll tell you what it's going to make you do. It's going to drive you insane if you have a build that does it and you're looking over something and you're like, man, I don't see nothing, because that's what the meter did for me. The meter, continuity, I put my own little twist on things, to chime in, right? So when you put it on your XT 60 or 30 connector, if you don't hear no chimes, everything's fine, right? Well, that only covers you on if you put a positive or negative somewhere wrong throughout all that. That doesn't stop you if you have a faulty piece of equipment. This will stop you. This will literally, and it'll make you process and eliminate till you find out what's wrong with it, obviously, if it's nothing you soldered wrong or whatever. So, but yeah, that's impressive. And I thought it was cool to hook a 6S to your Whoop. Like, who would do that? Your Whoop would melt, but not with the Smart Saver. Well, not with the Smart Saver and the toothpick mod. You got to have the tater mod.
It's so cool. You took that back and did that with it.
Yeah, dude, right? I had it laying around, and I put it in a Bugs 3 and had video on something, on FPV on it. And I was like, wait a minute, I got a good idea. Forevermore, welcome. But yeah, so let me add that again. Do not plug this into your Whoop, which you cannot until you make one of these. This is a XT30 with a 5-volt Beck. You don't know what a 5-volt Beck is, you have to Google it. With a Whoop connector.
And I think I got those off of Amazon. It was like a pack of 5 for like
5-volt Beck. I'm gonna say it again. 5-volt Beck. Because
and I think it was 5 for like $5.99.
someone will take this and then make a cord and plug their Whoop in and call shenanigans on it, but you have to have the Beck. It breaks the voltage down and doesn't let nothing through. So if you're kind of wondering what it does, it takes that 6S battery and it puts it to 5 volts.
And I think that Beck's good for up to 26 volts.
Right, so 26 volts, so it covers you all the way up on that. And they're very tiny and they work real well.
Well, that was my whole thing, because I threw it into micro alien. Micro.
The Smart Saver, Jeff, you can pick this up pretty much.
I think he's talking about that.
Oh, where did I buy the tater mod? The back. Oh well, he got
The
up.
Becks are on Amazon. I'd have to find
make
a
them.
link real quick.
If anybody needs, one, get me up and hit me up, and I'll definitely make it. No, it's smaller than that. Look.
Yeah, it was
Anyway, Doc will hunt them back down for us.
Yeah, I'll get a link. It should be in my previous purchases because I bought them.
But it won't cost you much if I have to make it for y'all. Like I said, he said they were 5, whatever.
Oh,
I'm gonna get some anyway to make them, because I'm gonna have one. Like I said, this is Thomas's, Tommy G. I'm gonna give this to him, and so. But yeah, this thing, I can't. Like I said, I can't say enough about it. Like, it's just unbelievable, and will save you. No, he said Smart Saver. The Smart Saver, Jeff.
Smart Saver was on Amazon.
On Amazon, yeah. Like I said, you can pick it up anywhere. If you go on my video,
the link that's up above.
Yeah, there's a link up above. My video has a link, but like I said, you can just go right to Amazon yourself and buy it. There's no nothing special about clicking the link. Just me to say that John and them guys over at ViFly are doing a great job, and thank you guys for what you do. And I'm glad to be aboard. And before, I'm not just pushing their products because I got it for free. I am pushing it because I got it for free.
Here we go.
I was using their products before this because I used the Beacon and the Finder. Their things are nice. So the Beacon you charge with a 5-volt, and you just plug it in USB. You can take that thing and unplug it from that USB, turn that thing on, and put it on anything you want to put it on that you think you'll lose outside, and you will never lose it again.
No.
You better believe that. You guys, if you didn't got your tickets for Lotto,
there you go. There's the 5-volt Beck. It's a pack of 4 for $9.99. But for 4 of those things, they're cheap.
Drop that link in our text.
I already did. Well, I dropped it in YouTube, the chat.
Okay. Well, that'll work too. It'll be there. Go back to.
Yep. But that thing is awesome. I've used it. Chris has used it. It's just good for testing equipment or anything.
It is. So when me and Thomas was talking, I was like, well, would a 1S board take 5 volts? I'm like, so me and him got talking, and he's like, I think it would. And he's, like I said, Tater's very, very smart. So I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and give it a run and try it. I wired it up to a little just whoop board I had laying here that I can't even guarantee it works, but I know it would power up. I'll be drone. You got that winning million ticket, bro? Then I know I'm included in that family when you hit that thing, then, bro.
Hold up. I'm holding that ticket.
Hey, hopefully we're all holding a piece of the pie. Hey,
I'm holding
don't one just need it. We all got a piece of the pie, baby. We're gonna have an FPV. You know, if I hit it, y'all already know we're gonna have an FPV farm. Hey, if you run RC cars, we in for it all. Like plane. I ain't into planes yet, and I'm not bringing the plane around. I'll be drone anyway. He loves smacking them things out of the sky, so no. But I gotta hold this up because Doc was holding his up. So.
Oh yeah, we gotta hold ours up now.
This thing is crazy. 8th scale. We're gonna pick up a part for it tomorrow. It kind of has one of these wheels doing this on it. Hey Doc, yours looks a little small there, buddy.
Yeah, just a bit.
It doesn't show on camera the size of this, does it? Wait till you see. Well, you saw.
Oh, I know. I seen it. They pulled it out of the box when I was there. I wasn't the one eyeballing it. It was some random dude there, but.
Hey, RC Funds, I'm ready to run that granite, son.
But hey, how about this?
I think he's got the granite. I think it is. I know he's got an armor.
I'm ready to ram you. Like I'm good at taking hits.
Hey.
I have no doubts that Traxxas is going to take a whacking.
You don't want that hit from that thing.
Well, the wheels are so big, one of us are just going to roll
you guys
over.
Don't know, it's sitting over here on the bench. This is a 110 scale DHK Wolf 2. So it shows you the massive size difference. Look at that wheel, dude. That wheel is your hand. Well, my hand. It's crazy big.
Wayne used to run the Creighton.
Wayne ran the Creighton? Was it? Well,
I thought so.
That's cool. Yeah, I thought somebody had it. That thing will smoke my little granite. You guys wait. I'm hoping next week. You wait till you see the unboxing I'm gonna have come up on that. What I got coming. It'll desecrate all.
John said I bought a 16 scale drift car.
Nice. I got a 16th, 1/16 E Revo. I dialed it back. I put the motor in this thing. It's a 110 scale Castle Mamba Sidewinder 3. But yeah, Doc wants to make his into a drag truck, but he's got the ultimate like beat your ass terrain vehicle, and that's what this Creighton is. This Creighton's the same way. So
yeah,
we definitely do. We got to get to the go-kart track. We got so much stuff to bring to that go-kart track.
Oh yeah, that right there. That thing is gonna love the go-kart track.
Just burning laps. Well, guys, it's 8:50. Crystal will do the news, I believe.
And then I'll do the unveiling of the epoxied arm and show you the last trick.
The what? Last trick?
Yeah, there's one more trick to get the shape real nice and easy so you don't have to file a lot.
Well, you have to show that, man. We got 10 minutes.
No, I was going to wait until she did her news. I wanted to wait a little longer. Like I said, 30 minutes and we kind of hit.
Well, she was going to end it with the news.
All right. I'll try to do it. Hopefully the epoxy's ready. All right, so
HPI, yeah, I have to sprint too, drift car.
We epoxied it and it's set fairly well. It's a touch bit sticky, but it should peel. And we'll just peel it off real quick.
But make sure it's set up enough, right? So it doesn't run on you.
No, it's a little sticky, but we'll make it work. Because the majority of it did its job. So
hey, sticky's good.
Yeah. So once you kind of get, it's still soft. Like I said, do it at 30. We're kind of doing it a little quicker than 30. Well, once you kind of get it, and we'll pull out the hole too. It, like I said, it's pretty well set, and it's holding shape and it's firm and everything. And what you can do with it is, so you don't have to file as much, just mold it with your hand a little bit. And try to get it back into that arm shape if you didn't do a real good job with the electric tape or something. This will just help you when you're shaping it, or if you missed a few holes or something. And before I let it sit for the night, I'll take something that's flat or heavy, or what I like to use are some Irvin grips. These are real cheap. I think you can pack at Lowe's of 3 of them for like $20.
Those things come in handy, yeah.
Yeah, and this will be handy for anything, like just clamping carbon. If you had a really bad split, just put some super glue and clamp it down. Stuff will be as good as new. And what I'll do is, before I let it sit for the night, just do one of these numbers. And what that'll do is, if there's any epoxy or anything or holes in the carbon, the epoxy will be forced into there, and just, like I said, holding that arm just for a little bit longer.
Right.
And I'm not trying to rebuild the carbon. I'm just trying to make the arm last longer. Now, arms do have life on them, and my arms are getting to their limit, especially on this drone, where they are really, look, I'm putting barely any tension on this, and the motor is just that much flex. And this is a old quad, old frame. The arms are getting old, and the motor, they're not even de-lambed. Like, they are all sealed and everything. I think it's just so many crashes have added a lot of flex to the arms.
Knock the strength out of them. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wait, RC, welcome.
So this is a trick to really help arms last longer, and obviously I'm making my tips last longer than what the arms are lasting. But
I hear you, Ray. I'm ready for you, bro.
That's also one thing you should be aware of, is if your arms do lose strength over time just from crashes. It's life of the arm. So
oh yeah,
you're going to have to order replacements sooner or later. But this will help.
I noticed even if it doesn't bust the arm open and delam it where you can see it delayering, all that stuff, it will literally hit so hard, like it just wham and knocks the complete strength out of it. I've had that happen like multiple times, but like you said, that's multiple beatings and abuse.
Yeah, this quad's my oldest quad with some of the oldest arms. I think only one arm's been replaced on this.
Right.
And it was a back arm. And the backs actually are strong. They're, they haven't lost any life whatsoever. I can't make them do anything. But the front ones, I can twist. I can, twist it with a vise real easy because all that tension. Or torque, I should say.
Exactly.
But that's my last trick. Like I said, it's real easy. It's a cheap fix. And it doesn't take a lot of time out of your day, besides the filing part. And that depends how pretty you want the arm to be.
True.
And this is really only for people who I run naked quads. I don't run 3D printed stuff. So
cool beans. That was a nice tip, man. So guys, again, I want to thank Michael McReynolds for the battery he sent me in here. Michael, I really appreciate you, man. I really do. And I'll definitely put this thing to good use. Talking about batteries, I gotta get you that piece of heat shrink so you can.
Oh, I've already ordered some. Don't worry about it.
Okay, did you? Okay, all right.
Yeah, and I don't know when I'll do that. I was planning on procrastinating that one. I have a few others I'm gonna probably pop out with.
I got you. I just wanted to make sure we were in the road. Everything lined up.
Crystal.
Doc.
The legend on that wall is the sedan, and yes, it is a legend, Birdman. It's been completely rebuilt, all new differential, a lot of new parts on it. The body is new, but I'm probably going to just buy a new body. I have a RC crawler motor in it right now with a 2S LiPo sitting underneath. A cheapest servo I could throw in it, and a Fatama receiver that's not in it right now.
News.
Sorry, Doc. Finger slipped. Then it was like, oops.
He don't believe that.
No, honestly, I went to stop and hit the wrong button.
I say you can blow yourself up. I just can't. We gotta get you the sign-in docket where we do your tips to blow you up.
About the time I blew up, your belly showed.
Oh, you're good.
Aye, aye, aye. So, guys, in drone news, you know, Super Bowl's coming up. And of course, that means drone restrictions. No drones allowed over Tampa Riverwalk, Raymond James Stadium ahead of the Super Bowl. No drones are allowed to fly over the Raymond James Stadium in Tampa during the Super Bowl on February 7th, 2021. Drones are also prohibited around the Tampa Riverwalk for the NFL Super Bowl experience during the days that lead up to the event. That was the key point that I want to bring to your attention. If you're in the Tampa area for Super Bowl, do not put the drone in the air anywhere near any of the areas. The FAA will establish a temporary flight restriction on game day that will prohibit drones within a 30 nautical mile radius of the stadium up to 18,000 feet in altitude. We can't go that high anyway, not technically. The TFR will be in place from 5:30 p.m. till 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on February 7th. Drones are also prohibited for 1 nautical mile around Raymond James Stadium on February 7th from 10 a.m. until the TFR for the game takes effect. The FAA will also restrict drone flights for roughly 2 nautical miles around the Julian B. Lane Riverfront Park and Curtis Hickson Waterfront Park up to an altitude of 2,000 feet from January 29th until February 6th during the event hours. Pilots and drone operators who enter the TFRs without permission could face civilian penalties that exceed $30,000 and potential criminal prosecution for flying drones in the TFR. Guys, they're getting serious, unfortunately. I've warned you guys in the past that one wrong move brings bad attention to drone pilots. And it's come to pass. A Los Angeles man pleaded guilty Thursday to a misdemeanor count after his drone crashed into a police helicopter, prompting an emergency landing. It is believed to be the first criminal conviction for unsafe operation of an unmanned aircraft in the nation. I knew this was coming. For the past 2.5 years of doing drone news, every time a drone got blamed, I knew eventually this was coming. So Andrew Hernandez, age 22, of Hollywood, has pleaded guilty to a single count in a plea agreement. He flew the drone just after midnight on September 18th because he was curious about hearing a police helicopter and sirens. The police helicopter with 2 officers inside was flying after a reported burglary at a nearby pharmacy. The pilot saw the drone, tried to avoid it, but the drone hit the bottom of the helicopter. The chopper made an emergency landing at the airport. A criminal complaint, quote, an officer saying that if the drone had hit the helicopter's main rotor, it could have brought down the helicopter. Hernandez now faces up to a year in prison when he is sentenced on April 12th. But according to the plea agreement, prosecutors are going to recommend reductions in federal sentencing guidelines. A federal public defender representing Hernandez has not immediately returned a request for comments. And for number 4, Hernandez could not immediately be found. But Hernandez admitted to the investigators that he operated the drone according to the criminal complaint. He said the drone is hard to see at night. Probably one of the reasons there are guidelines that say we are not allowed to fly at night. He looked down for a few seconds at the controller, and when he looked up, he saw that it was smacked by the hovering helicopter. While the conviction may be the first for unsafe operation of an unmanned aircraft in the U.S., it is not the first time somebody has been charged with illegal acts involving a drone. Drones have been used to use drug drops in prisons in Ohio and Michigan. And following a 2018 incident, a Georgia man was prosecuted under a drone registration law in what had been called a first. Public safety officials in Southern California have also warned about drone operations surrounding wildfires, which can delay or impact aerial firefighting operations. Guys, I've said it once. I've said it 1,000 times. That's not the kind of news that we need. That is not the kind of attention that we need. Because now there is record of a conviction of a drone pilot. That's not what we need right now. Not at all. So be safe. As I've always said, unfortunately, we have a bad reputation due to people making ill-informed decisions, shall we say. Be smart, guys. Let's keep our hobby going in a positive direction. We don't need to be making headlines like that. We really, truly don't.
Why the hell did they make an emergency landing for hitting the bottom of it?
Because they have protocols that they have to follow. Because they are bigger, so they do have protocols that they have to follow. And I don't know for sure, but all other police vehicles have some type of camera. And with the way that things are going and the way that they are questioned about everything, all it would have took was for that helicopter to have had a camera. Somebody heard that bump and said, "What was that?" And the pilots say, "I don't know." And they say, "Well, you didn't land. You failed to follow proper protocol." So one way or another, something was going to be done about that.
All I want to know now is what was the brand and the type of drone that was? Because kudos to handling the prop wash of a fucking helicopter.
Well,
like, give that quad some credit. It was underneath a helicopter and was still able to hit it.
Yeah.
A helicopter's prop wash is gnarly.
He has now been convicted of it. There is no hearsay. This man admitted to hitting a police helicopter and has been convicted. So there's no hearsay on that one. This guy owned it.
I don't even have faith that my 5-inch quad full throttle could hit a helicopter just from the prop wash. That's a lot of air.
It is a lot.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm with E-Drone. He was trying to bonk it. Well, Ray, we can say this is his first mistake, but let me tell you something. They have convicted this man. Now they're going to do their homework on any past history he has. And if there's any videos that he has, God help. He better be taking them down so that there is no evidence of anything that he may have possibly done that can go against him.
Yeah.
Made to be broken.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be facing a year in federal
No.
or any type of prison, let alone federal prison.
Not
I
at
mean,
all.
they say
Yeah.
federal time is a cakewalk, but
You imagine the
Oh,
boys
what are you
looking
in
at
for?
you. What are you in here for?
I bumped a helicopter with a drone. You
Better
know,
grab that bar soap, boy.
yes. Well, Philly Drone Life did get popped, but it's a different type of thing because that's the FAA going after him for breaking their rules and regulations. This is technically the police that went after him. So
He's pretty much done.
it's right there together, but it's technically two different things. And yeah, I mean 182K, I
know,
damn
right?
sure wouldn't want to pay that. And if this one starts getting anything like that in the mail,
Guys,
I think the difference is
moving
one.
forward with the sub 250, even though in 2 years, 3 years, whenever our rules change, I will be still here flying legally, doing everything they want me to do. But that's why I'm getting into sub 250. I'm already just about both feet into it, and I got more stuff coming to be more involved with it. So, yes, when it comes to the sub 250, before you get rid of all your stuff and want to just do, come see me first, and we'll lighten that fat ass up, and we'll get it nice and flying for you.
too many donuts, as homie Paul says.
Yeah, you have to cut off the donuts now.
Well, I mean, he's talking helicopters, but it fit. So we're gonna wrap this one up tonight, guys.
Yep.
This is going to be more or less like our new protocol, shall we call
Hope you
it?
guys liked it. Kind of how we try to make it a little different.
If you have any suggestions, you can always leave them in the comments after the show uploads. We hope you guys enjoy our restructured show. If not, let us know. We'll try something different. But
Indeed.
we're trying to keep it interesting, entertaining, and informative for you guys. So,
And we'll have some new footy. We're going somewhere new tomorrow to fly, which we ain't done in a while.
yep, we are doing another road trip. So, you guys are going to have to tune in next week and see what those two have been up to. And
It's been
see if
something
I
I've been
actually
wanting to
have
do
any
for a
hair
while.
left or if they've turned me gray.
Everybody calls me Mr. Steel. I'm trying to take it at another angle this time.
Wear matching onesies on the next show. I don't know about that, my dear.
We're matching onesies.
We'll
try. We'll try, homie. We'll try.
But until next week, guys, thank you so much.
Peace. Nice
We
seeing you guys
appreciate
again.
you all. Send it, and remember, we love you guys.
Have fun, guys.
Chris is saying he will get rid of the 5-inch and the restrictions. No, I'm not saying I'm getting rid of my 5-inch. I'm going to play by the rules to keep my 5-inch because I love the apexes. And just believe me, when it comes out, I'm already in the mix of all this. So I kind of know what's going to go down and how it's going to go down. So
Stay tuned.
keep flying. Peace.